on Times Now Super Prime Time.
On debate number one, Congress, BJP and Aam Aadmi Party, Sanjay Jha, Sambit, Patra and Shazia Ilmi respectively. So, Shazia Ilmi, the BJP says this is not our man. The man himself says I'm from the BJP. The BJP says we have nothing to do with him. Vinod Taude says that not only is he from the BJP, he goes on to say, the senior BJP leader from Maharashtra, he says that he's been associated with the BJP's IT cell. Then Sushma Swaraj says he's got nothing to do with the BJP. Meenakshi Lekhi says he's got nothing to do with the BJP. Do you believe he has nothing to do with the BJP? Who should we believe here?
No, first of all, let me say, I think it's terrible, the low level of politics that we see happening. Arvind Kejriwal was merely addressing the press today when this gentleman came and threw ink at this person. Now he claims to be an Anna supporter, but he uses violent means, which Anna would thoroughly disapprove of. Two, he calls himself a BJP activist or a BJP worker, which BJP leaders are not aware of. Three, he seems to have a problem with the use of word Anna, but he seems to be in favor of Lokpal Bill. Now, anybody who believes in Anna would also believe in Lokpal Bill, Lokayukt in Delhi and Lokpal otherwise. Now, a party which is bringing in Lokayukt in Delhi and is all for Lokpal Bill, why would any Anna supporter be against that party?
So you don't...
So the very fact that he was against the use of Lokpal, I think he's against Anna. I think he's using Anna's name. And we've called the bluff of both Congress and BJP where Lokpal goes. We've called the bluff of both the parties where transparency goes. We've called the bluff of both the parties where poll funding goes.
So you don't believe that this man is an Anna supporter? You believe he's a BJP man, which he says he himself is. He says he's a BJP man. You'd go with that, then go with the claim that he's not from the BJP.
Yes.
Okay, so Sambit, Patra, this is ridiculous. The man says I'm from the BJP. 1 minute. Vinod Taude says not only is he from the BJP,
but let me bring out the facts.
Not only is he from the BJP, Vinod Taude says that he's the head of the BJP's IT cell. If your BJP worker has made a mistake, own up.
There is no confusion, Arnab. Let me bring out the facts right now over here in the Newshour.
Is he a BJP man or not?
Absolutely clear that this man is not from the BJP. He's not a BJP man because
why does he say he's a BJP man?
Contested against the office. I'm telling you why he's not the BJP man, because on records he has contested against the BJP official candidate from that particular.
So was he thrown out of the BJP after that?
Contested against
was he thrown out of the BJP after that?
Absolutely, yes. He was not in BJP since 2009. Once upon a time, he might have had a very short stint with BJP. But he has nothing to do with BJP now. BJP does not believe
Vinod Taude says Vinod Taude says that he's a BJP worker from the Ahmednagar district in Maharashtra and says we will take disciplinary action against him. Now, I don't understand this. You explain this logic to me. If the man is not from your party, how do you take disciplinary action against him? It's like you're saying, I'll take disciplinary action against Shazia Ilmi. If you're not from the BJP, how do you take disciplinary action? No, what is this? What is this double speak that you're indulging in tonight?
There is no confusion at all. There is no confusion. Get the facts.
No, how do you? The facts are very straight. How do you take disciplinary action against?
If you get into the records, you will learn that in 2009, this particular person has contested against the BJP candidate. If someone is contested against the party candidate, how can this person be in the party? It is
how are you taking disciplinary action against him? I'm asking you. In that case, how are you taking disciplinary action against him?
Sushma Swaraj, the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, has made it absolutely clear this particular person has nothing to do with
So he's an impersonator.
We have been seeing through your channel
so
also.
He's an impersonator.
He has been chanting the name of Anna Hazare. He has been chanting the name of Anna Hazare. He has been associated with the Anna movement. And today he opens the gateway of a second debate as to what happens to the Gandhi of the Jan Lokpal phenomena. You, the Times now called him the second Gandhi of India. Now what happened to the second Gandhi of India? What did Mr. Kejriwal do to the Gandhi? Where is the Gandhi today? Why he has been made a sacrificial goat? Why does Mr. Hazare had to write 2-page letters to Arvind Kejriwal demanding reply from him as to where his money?
You seem to be on this man's side, and you seem to be on this man's side, but yet you say he's not from the BJP. May I remind you most humbly that I remember that after the attack, there was a shoe attack on a man called Suresh Kalmadi in April 2011. Okay, and you will not like it, but I'll remind you, at that point of time, the BJP described the throwing of a slipper. It was a slipper attack. You defended the throwing of a slipper as a manifestation of public anger. As a manifestation of public anger against the ineffective attack on corruption.
Anything. We are
that's exactly what you did.
We believe in constructive democracy. We never believe in such kind of destructive democracy. But let me tell you one thing. Once in a while.
Did you or did you not?
No, Arnab,
did you or did you not?
Once in a while, such kind of hazards do happen in politics.
Hazards?
They threw bomb at us in Patna.
Hazards?
Bombs
what do you mean by hazards?
These
are not hazards.
We have seen those days.
Well, I don't understand what you're saying.
We have seen the hazard in Patna.
You have in the past, there is a past
Mr.
record.
Narendra Modi was addressing lakhs of people. We had bombs planted. So naturally, these are hazards, and I believe in politics, conspiracies that the Aam Aadmi Party
what kind of a ridiculous comparison is that? Sorry, Sambit Patra. I think that's a ridiculous comparison.
No.
It's a ridiculous comparison. The fact of the matter is this, and I'll say this with all responsibility: political parties in India have gone on to make fun of these kind of attacks when they've happened in the past. And with the greatest respect to Anna Hazare, who, Shazia, you have a lot of respect for. I remember what Anna Hazare said when Sharad Pawar was slapped on November 25th, 2011. Don't you? He said, and I quote Anna Hazare, we asked him, what do you feel about the slap on Sharad Pawar? You know what he said? He said, and I quote, he got slapped. Only one slap? Question mark. The words of Anna Hazare, only one slap, he said. And then he broke out in laughter on the occasion. Now you can go on and say I condemn it, but that was the reaction. That was the reaction at that point of time. Now, 1 minute, nobody's taking responsibility for this hooligan.
No,
nobody is taking responsibility for this hooligan today. Sanjay Jha, the BJP disowns him. Your response to the BJP and what you're seeing here today on the Delhi Ink attack.
Arnab, frankly, where Team Anna is concerned, if you look at what's happened today, they have had a whole lot of internecine feuds for a long time. And, what was earlier anticipated to be an anti-corruption crusade ended up being a platform for Arvind Kejriwal's personal ambitions and his political aspirations. So what you're seeing is the frustration of those who wanted to be activists, because they are now seeing that it has a completely political character. So there were those who perhaps joined the Team Anna movement genuinely believing that there will be a movement for change, who feel short-charged because, there is this big allegation that Arvind Kejriwal has used some of the funds raised by the NGOs for his political campaign. So it's an individual issue. But, as far as this incident is concerned, I think all of us as a political party must condemn it because, Arnab, my worry is that, right now,
condemnations, frankly,
slipper, it can become violent tomorrow. It can become violent tomorrow. It's a cause of concern.
Condemnations don't work because who brings this election campaign to a low level? Low level. The Congress also does. Today, the fact, I put this question to, by the, no, 1 minute, Sambit Patra, I put the question, no, 1 minute, Sambit Patra. No, listen to the question I'm putting to the viewers tonight. No, I'm putting a question to our viewers.
A honhar person. Yesterday in an interview, she said that Arvind Kejriwal is a capable man, is a honhar man. And now Sanjay, my friend, says that Aam Aadmi Party's Kejriwal is doing all kinds of gimmicks. But the Chief Minister does not think this. The Chief Minister feels that Arvind Kejriwal is a honhar bacha. This only projects.
No, she doesn't have a right to say what she wants.
With the B team.
No, she doesn't.
The B team of the Congress. They are hand in glove together.
No, you forget. You see, that's not the issue tonight, Sambit Patra. Don't try and change the subject of the Newshour debate. The subject of the Newshour debate is the low-level politics that is going on. And trust me, today the question to the viewer is, and lines are opening up, ladies and gentlemen, I'm opening up the line in a minute. My question to the Newshour viewer is simply this. There are political leaders who accuse each other of rape. There are political leaders, I'm sorry to say, who cast all kinds of personal aspersions on others. Now, they do that, but when the political worker throws a bottle of ink at any other leader, then all these leaders go back and they say, he doesn't belong to us. Almost as if their hands are clean. Answer this, Sanjay Jha. After the kind of allegations that your party made against Harshvardhan, are your hands clean? Do you not participate in a low-level attack as well? What example are you setting for your party workers?
Let me answer that very quickly for you. No, let me answer that very quickly for you. You see, everyone, let me tell you where I think this entire campaign has gone completely off the curb. is the negative campaign in Delhi that one is witnessing from both the Aam Aadmi Party as well as the BJP. I call it as a contest between two losers who are fighting for the number 2 and 3rd position. Both of them look politically desperate. They have made extremely, in my opinion, pedestrian quality of sounds. And I want to be very frank with you here, Arnab.
What is that? One second. I don't understand what
the voter.
One second.
The voter
what is the
not
quality?
somebody you can.
What is the quality? What is the quality? Allow me, Sanjay Jha, listen to the question,
Let me
please.
tell you.
What is the quality of sound?
Language.
No. What is?
Arnab, look at Narendra Modi's language in every public platform.
Yeah.
He is always insulting. He's always demeaning. He makes personal remarks.
You know
it
what?
has lowered. That is the leadership that the BJP has. So that's the kind of level at which they will.
Sanjay Jha, 1 minute.
Political campaign that is getting vitiated by desperate parties.
And you say that we are desperate. Who is desperate is the question. Who is desperate? Tell me, Sanjay.
Now you all, if you speak together,
no one to attend to Rahul Gandhi's, your Sejada's rallies in Delhi. Tell me.
Your chief minister in Gujarat, excuse me, your prime ministerial candidate is snooping around using state machinery.
See, every time you cannot take refuge in Gujarat, you
think that should be
every time in a debate.
You think the people of India don't have a right to question you on that? I mean, for God's sake, Narendra Modi is being talked about worldwide as a person who's lowered the quality of political.
What kind of a? You see, the problem is
not at all. He's talked about
no 1 minute. I am.
You ignore them.
But there's no takers of
Sanjay Jha, Sambit Patra, 1 minute, please.
I want to say one thing.
Mr. Patra, 1 minute. I cannot compete at a vocal level with you, I admit. But let me say this to you tonight. Let me ask my question to Sanjay Jha. When you rake up a 17-year-old case, okay? You don't talk about water, electricity, power, people's issues, roads, corruption. You won't talk about that. But you will pick up a 17-year-old case and your party leader will border on calling the BJP's chief ministerial candidate a rapist. Right? So you tell me today, what kind of politics do you practice?
By the way, the charges were not made by the Congress party.
Was the leader? Which Congress party? Was it made by Harun Yusuf? Was it made by Harun Yusuf? Is he a Congress party leader?
1 minute.
Is Harun Yusuf a Congress party leader?
Even though if it happened 2 decades ago,
is Harun Yusuf a Congress party leader?
No, he has got every right to defend himself.
No. So, this is brilliant. This is brilliant.
To answer your question,
no, this is brilliant, Sanjay Jha. This is such complete hypocrisy at your end. You will disown any single irresponsible leader. You will disown every single irresponsible comment.
Delhi has been fought on issues.
You will disown
of law and order. We are fighting it on development. We are fighting it on growth. Let me tell you, we have made tangible difference. Why? That's the reason why the Congress has won it 3 times.
Mr. Jha,
but that doesn't mean that you absolve somebody of their own personal misdemeanors, even though if it happened 17 years ago. How can you ignore that? You have a right to question the character of every individual involved. I think even yesterday when I came back and I saw your debate on Newshour, you have to question Narendra Modi's integrity, because if a chief minister and a prime ministerial candidate is surveying an individual at close quarters using state machinery, you're raising issues of integrity and ethics.
No.
You have to ask those tough questions.
By the way,
and you can ask the congressman as well. We are open to it.
Do we? Yeah, thank you. Simple question is, Mr. Jha. I want to begin by thanking Sanjay Jha for his loyal viewership of the Newshour on Sunday nights. But I want to ask Mr. Sanjay Jha that how is it that Harun Yusuf, when he accuses Harshvardhan of being a rapist, becomes a private citizen, and Harun Yusuf, when he sits in his Lal Batti Gadi and goes to the Delhi Secretariat, becomes a Congress leader? Please explain this miracle. This Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde personality, which you seem to be actively encouraging on the Newshour tonight, is basically the reason why our political discourse has gone to such depths. No, let him answer for himself. Shazia, after that. Answer that. This Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde transformation of Harun Yusuf.
Let me tell you. Well, let me tell you, I don't think we need to even attribute names to any one person raising up an issue that happened 10 years ago or 17 days ago. The critical issue is everything about every individual in today's world, Arnab, is on the public domain. called, internet. Nothing can be escaped. I can tell you that today,
No,
right
you're
now,
not answering my
whether
question.
Mr.
How is
Harshvardhan
Arun Yusuf?
committed an act
How
which
is
was,
Arun
unfortunate?
Yusuf?
No,
How is
whatever it
Arun
is in the
Yusuf a
public
private
domain,
citizen
everyone
when
has
he's
a right to raise the
abusive?
issue.
No, how is Arun Yusuf a private citizen when he's abusive and defamatory? And how is he a Congress leader when he's in the minister's chair? I just don't understand this. I'm not used to this. By this logic, you would say tomorrow that all your top leaders can individually say anything about anybody. Tomorrow you'll say that your top leaders can even go and throw ink at press conferences if required. They'll be doing it in their private capacity as long as they don't sit in a party press conference and do it. No, I'm applying the same logic. Shazia is rebutting you.
BJP's prerogative.
Shazia.
Vijay Singh is
Shazia, you buy that?
the biggest example of
You know,
all
this
this.
doctor,
He's a biggest private
this
citizen of
Dr.
Congress is
Jekyll,
Digvijay
this
Singh.
Dr.
Shakil
Jekyll and
Ahmed.
Mr.
A
Hyde
number of them
syndrome.
are there.
Yeah, Shazia.
Yeah, this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde syndrome, this political schizophrenia that we watch all around us, I think has to be condemned unequivocally. 2, condemnation has to be absolutely unconditional. It cannot be conditional. 3, and a very important point here that I need to make, something big has happened in your debate today. We heard Sushma Swaraj say some time back that if this man was indeed a BJP man, he would be saying Atal Bihari Vajpayee Zindabad and not Anna Hazare Zindabad. Now, this is a moment of epiphany. Congress, we know how Congress feels about Anna Hazare and how Anna Hazare feels about Congress. We now know, and the nation knows right now, that how BJP feels about Anna Hazare. There is a difference between BJP and Anna Hazare which has been made completely clear by none less than Sushma Swaraj. So, and if Anna Hazare wants to distance himself
I'm not talking about that.
from Aam Aadmi Party, we understand that.
I'm not talking about
This is a very
that.
important point. Who is taking up for Anna Hazare? Anna Hazare's name is being used all the time by everybody. But when it comes to the bill that he stood for which he put his life in jeopardy, is not being taken up seriously by anybody.
No, I'm not even talking about that.
I'm
not even talking about that. I'm talking about goons. You understand my point? I'm talking about goons. I'm talking about hooligans.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about antisocial elements. I'm talking about people like this Nachiketa who throws ink. I'm talking about people like Jagdish Sharma. You remember the November 2012 press conference in which Arvind Kejriwal's press conference was also interrupted. Right? So Shazia, let's talk very straight tonight.
Yes.
In November 2012, a person who was called Jagdish Sharma disrupted an Arvind Kejriwal press conference. Sanjay Jha, you remember that? Sambit, you remember that incident? You remember that incident? And you know what happened then? India Against Corruption, as this party was then known, released pictures of Jagdish Sharma with Robert Vadra and Sonia Gandhi. What was the point that you were making? Come on, Shazia, tell me directly. You were trying to make a point that he was being sent by the Congress party. Did you do that or did you not?
True.
True. Why do you say true?
Yes,
Why do you say true?
pictures of him celebrating Rahul Gandhi's birthday.
So what was your charge? Make it directly.
Celebrating Rahul Gandhi. Well, we are saying that they encourage goons, they encourage miscreants. In the name of loyalty, they want Gunda Raj. And it has to be stopped.
That's the point.
And we
As
can't
Shazia
fall
was
prey to
That's
that.
the point. I hope Sanjay.
That goon's name was Rajiv Lakshman.
No, 1 second, please. I'm not talking about Rajiv Lakshman. The question is very simply this.
I'm very sorry.
No, 1 minute.
Rajiv
No, you want to be specific?
He apologized immediately, and so did I.
The viewer wants you to be
The
specific.
kind of language Rajiv Lakshman was using 3 days ago on your platform, Shazia, the whole world has seen.
Don't
Let's
move
not
away.
forget Rajiv Lakshman.
Don't move away.
Yeah,
We
we
are
all
on a
know that
specific
story.
point.
So bad words also have to be
Exactly.
I want to know what happens to a shoe thrower in Indian politics. I want to know. No, 1 minute. I'm asking to a shoe thrower, an ink thrower, a chappal thrower, a hoodlum, an antisocial, and a gunda. I'm asking the viewer tonight, how do you want these gundas to be treated? I want the gundas to be locked up forever. I want to know whether our political parties have the courage to do so. So I'm asking Sanjay Jha, tell me, what action did you take against Jagdish Sharma?
Well, I can answer this for a fact. And this is something that we need to understand very, very clearly. That the decision, which was completely influenced by the initiative of Mr. Rahul Gandhi to bring about the cancellation of the ordinance.
No. The question is not that. The question is there was a shoe thrower.
In India going forward.
The question is there was a shoe thrower.
You can't ignore the import of that.
What did you do again to fix the shoe thrower?
Let me tell you, criminals convicted, No, 1 minute. Criminals will hereafter not get an opportunity to be in any political
hereafter
party. And
means
I think
what?
that is really the purification or the cleansing that we should be happy about.
What is hereafter?
Let me answer.
What is hereafter?
Let me answer. Number two, there is no denying, 1 minute, Arnab, let me finish. There is no denying that anyone, and as a party, let me tell you, that we try as far as we can is not to have not a single anti-social element in the party. But supposing by, God forbid, somebody manages to make an entry and do something which is embarrassing for the party, we have to take strict action. These things do happen. I'm not going to ignore that reality. But having said that, the crucial point is that as a party, we are working
Sanjay, you are
day in
missing
and
the
night
crucial
out and trying to
point.
keep these serious
You are
elements out of
missing the
party.
most crucial
And
point. These hooligans thrive because of political support.
To make
you
sure
are missing the crucial point.
No, is really the changing aspect of Indian politics.
I'm taking a caller. I throw this question tonight.
We should feel good about.
No, I'm taking a caller. And I'm putting this question to all Newshour viewers tonight. Do you believe? Do you, the viewer of Newshour, believe that these political gundas, hoodlums, whatever you call them, ink throwers, chappal throwers, thrive because they know that somewhere the neta who's sitting on top of them will provide them the support? Which is why I'm asking Sanjay Jha today that this man, Jagdish Sharma, of whose 8 photographs were released with top Congress leaders, what action was taken against him? If a Congress worker who's a shoe thrower gets away, what example can we setting for the whole country? Number of callers coming in. Our first caller is from Bangalore. It's Mr. Vishwanathan. Mr. Vishwanathan, yes, you have a specific question. Good evening.
Good evening. My question is that disowning of any person having involved in such incidents is not something new. And secondly, it shows that the outburst of anger against any political party.
Okay, Mr. Vishwanathan, it's more a statement than a question. Thank you very much for calling me. And Judy is calling in from Mumbai. Second caller from Mumbai as well. Yes.
Yeah, hello Arnab, Goswami,
Hi,
and a very good evening to all our panelists there. My question is to the BJP.
To the BJP.
When will BJP start playing fair? Because the nation is watching. They've always said that they're a party with a difference. And is it a new law, a difference that they're making in Indian politics?
Sambit Patra, that goes to you. Judy, please stay on the line. Let's see if the BJP answers that. By the way, Judy, the BJP says this man is not ours, but you don't seem convinced. Go ahead, Sambit. You haven't been able to convince even our viewers tonight.
We are different because we never indulge in such kind of politics. We have maintained, and I'm still saying on Newshour, that this particular man, Nachiketa, is not a BJP man. He might have been at some point, had a stint with BJP, but he is an IAC, India Against Corruption man. He has emotions attached to Anna Hazare, and today he has
What do you mean by emotions attached to Anna Hazare?
Emotions for Anna Hazare. I believe Nachiketa himself would answer.
I don't understand emotional attachments.
BJP has nothing to do with all this.
So just look at this.
Yeah.
When he says he supports Anna, they want to believe him. But when he says he's a BJP activist or a BJP worker, they don't want to believe him. It's so selective. It's so convenient. Take some and throw some. As per convenience.
Why convenient?
This expediency
it is
won't
on
work,
record. He has contested. He has contested against the official BJP candidate. How can he be in BJP?
I know.
He has contested against the party.
What about Vinod Tavade? He's a very senior Maharashtra. But what about Vinod Tavade? Surely he recognizes...
Shazia, I'll tell you. I'll answer you. I'll answer you on this. Shazia, the problem is, since you have only 4 people in your party, you know all their names at the tip of your fingers. We have lakhs of them in the whole country. It is not possible human to remember everyone.
Sambit, it is a known fact. No, 1 minute, Sambit. Sambit, it's a known fact. Allow me one. It's a known fact that Indian politics specializes in encouraging political hoodlums, mercenaries. These are people who are dime a dozen. You buy them, some of them you buy with a bottle, some of them you buy with cash, some of them you use. And there are several states where these people move depending on which side is in power. These people become your paid agents. These are the political terrorists of modern day India, and unless political parties like yours know to put these people in their place, they will only thrive. Which is why the shoe throwers, the ink throwers, the chappal throwers should all be locked up, put in jail under some special sections of the Indian criminal and penal code. Problem is, political parties like yours use them. You have a use and throw relationship with these people. You don't care what the Aadmi in India thinks about these people. These people should be eliminated from our political life. I have an ex-caller, and you will face more embarrassment today unless you, all of you, learn to isolate your politics from these people. Ashish is calling from Dhanbad. Ashish.
Yeah, Arnab, how are you?
I'm very well. Good evening, Ashish. Thanks for calling and thanks for watching. Who's your question to?
Yeah, I just want to ask that after elections have been declared, what is the election commission doing about all this rampant
That's a good
hooliganism and gundaism?
Yep,
I
it's
mean,
a good question.
these fellows should be put behind bars, and election commission should come out with a statement.
Yep.
What's going on? And
Yep.
secondly, I would like to ask Mr. Sanjay Jha,
Sanjay Jha, question to you.
and he's been there. The Congress has been for 3 terms in Delhi.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he take a boat ride down the Yamuna and then see what development has gone on?
Okay, but we are straying a little away from the subject, aren't we? Ashish, your question is there. I think your question is relevant. What is the Election Commission doing? I won't let Sanjay answer that because that question strays into another area, but I thank you all very much for your calls. My question on the Newshour top debate on India's dirtiest poll campaign is being repeated once again. My question is the Delhi ink attack a result of the poor example set by our political leaders? I want to hear from you. Your points of view will be put on the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks very much for our panelists for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.